All right. Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to Minds Behind the Music. I'm your host, LA. Here with me is Greg.
So,
So, today is a special topic, one that I have not really touched upon, and I know it's a recurring issue that has been happening to a lot of music-oriented YouTube channels, or at least ones that do like commentaries and stuff like that, and like podcasts like this. And that has to do with the copyright strikes and the copyright system with YouTube. Now, why I bring this up is because I think that the copyright system on YouTube is extremely flawed, very counterintuitive as well, and it's just very backwards because there are people that are performing like that are, performing or playing music and crediting the artists and saying this is the band, this is the artist, this is the name of the song. I don't own this music, and they're still getting copyrighted for it, and they're basically saying, "No, that's not good enough. We're going to copyright you." And that there's two particular videos that struck a chord with me on this issue. But before I show that, do you have anything you want to say about YouTube's copyright system, and at least with music or just anything in general?
uh, basically, there are ways around it. Either uh, what was it? Trying to discolor it. Sometimes discoloring it works. Sometimes, just altering the sound of it works. Sometimes, I mean, I've been fighting that since I've been doing a podcast for about 8 months. So, it's it's something that we all have to deal with. YouTube is just it never used to be like that. YouTube used to let you, use copyrighted stuff, but I mean, because, they're a big corporation now, that's
Yeah.
why you're not able to use certain things in certain, videos and whatnot.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad to see that because it's not even like it's kind of a odd situation because it's not even the artist's fault. It's it has a lot to do with the publishing company and the label that band or artist is from. And it also has to do with other stuff too, like say you're making a parody of a you're making a parody of a song, or you're making a parody of a cartoon or something like that. One of those companies are going to come over and say, "Hey, this is our property. You can't use our property. We're taking down your video."
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they've hit our channel really good with that.
yeah, I'll say, and they've hit this channel too a couple times. But
Yeah.
this video in particular, shout out to Rick Beato, by the way. He's a definitely check his channel out. He's one of the reasons I got into this podcast. Uh, what he said in this video really struck a chord with me. So let's play and see what he says.
Hey everybody, I'm Rick Beato. I have a lot of videos that are demonetized. Many videos that are demonetized. If you look at this scrolling of my email, you can see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos that are demonetized. Well, what that is that some videos I might play clips of 5 songs, so it'll get 5 demonetizations. But that means that those 5 different artists will split the money of my video, all the money. So I make no money, it all goes to them. And then occasionally I get one of these, which is a blocked video notice from YouTube. What that means is that the video is physically taken down. I don't get very many of those, but I usually will make a video about it if it's something that I think is important. I got one a couple months back, as you can see here, from Simon and Garfunkel for my What Makes This Song Great video that I did of theirs. And I didn't really say anything on here. It's the second video that had been taken down out of my series of 99 videos. I'm almost to video 100 on my What Makes This Song Great series. The other video was episode 12, which was Fleetwood Mac. So I've had Fleetwood Mac, Simon and Garfunkel take videos down. But then today was a first. I saw in my email a really odd looking thing. What it was is this. This is a copyright takedown notice. I'd never seen this before.
Now, this is a new low point for the whole copyright system on YouTube. They they go so far to say, "Hey, we own this music. We really really own this music. So let's crucify your channel. Let's add this copyright strike so oh, so you can learn your lesson about using our music." Come
I
on,
mean, it
like
never works because everyone's gonna use it anyway.
yeah, like what are you trying to prove here? It there's nothing this makes absolutely no sense. But there you go. Let's hear what else he has to say.
It says, your video has been taken down from YouTube. What makes this song great? Episode 99, The Cars. It says, due to a copyright takedown notice that we received, we had to take down your video from YouTube. Then it says here, you received a copyright strike. Now, I've never gotten a copyright strike in 790 videos dating back to 2016. I've had videos blocked, but nobody ever has given me a copyright strike. It goes on to say, you now have one copyright strike. If you get multiple copyright strikes, 3, we will have to disable your account. That means take my YouTube channel down. It says, to prevent this from happening, please don't upload videos containing copyrighted content that you aren't allowed to use. Well, I play copywritten material in almost every video. My entire series of What Makes a Song Great is about playing the song and talking about it. You can't teach people music without playing examples. I can't do something, well, this is like Led Zeppelin or like Bach. This is something I created that's like it, and you're going to learn from it. No, you have to learn from the actual sources. And I decided this way back.
And this is another issue with a lot of the YouTubers that are like podcasters that play copyrighted material. They have to go through hoops and ladders they got to go through hoops and hurdles all through just to show you this. And it was like with the Tim Bogert video of mine. I had to really like avoid playing any material by Vanilla Fudge or Cactus because I was worried the video would get taken down. I was worried that the video would get demonetized or something would happen. And
Well, in order for you to get demonetized, and this is just something I've learned, in order for you to get demonetized, you would have to have 1,000 subscribers, and then on top of that, you would also then would have to be getting money from YouTube. Currently, now I checked all of my videos for copyright. There's only one. I mean, there's possibly a few, but I've never gotten like notices and stuff like that. But yeah, man.
yeah, it's just well, what I meant to say at least with this channel is like they block a lot of my podcasts in order like to keep them from being eligible for monetization. And I don't understand like what specific contract or rules they have regarding like playing the music on YouTube because each record label or publishing company is different, and some are more like uptight about this than others. And some will just be like, okay, he's crediting the artist, he's saying that this is not his song, so that's good enough. But it's gotten to a point where people have to go through hoops and hurdles in order to talk about this music or talk about these artists. And Rick Beato's gonna talk more about that. So let's continue.
Back in my channel right at the beginning, it's like, don't worry about demonetizations. Play the music you need to play. The artists get paid the money for my videos, and I can teach what I want to teach because that's the best way to teach people. I don't believe in making videos just to make money from the video views and not use any copywritten content. The artists are making money just like they're making it when their videos get played. If somebody goes to Vivo and plays their video, they get paid the exact same. 1 million views pays $1,200. The Cars video at 355,000 views made him probably about $350, $400. Of course, I don't have a problem with the artists making money from their songs. They should. I mean, right? I don't claim fair use. I got on and testified in front of the House Subcommittee for Intellectual Property, and I can't remember if it was Senator Tillis or Senator Coons, but they asked me, How come you don't dispute some of these if they're fair use? Because I don't want to have my channel taken down. I've spent almost 5 years making 790 videos. And like that, you get 3 strikes and that's it. They literally take your channel down and you have no recourse. Just because somebody sitting at UMG sees this, oh, they're using the cars. Well, the cars, not only do the cars give them instructions to block the video, but they give them instructions to give them a copyright strike. Okay, so this is actually probably not only UMG, but it'd have to be whoever owns the publishing on this. If it's Rico Kasich's family or whoever, I don't know. But somebody decided to go one extra step, not just to block the video. If you want to block it, fine, right? If you don't want your music out there, you don't want people to say that your songs are great, no problem. I won't ever talk about the cars again. Never, ever. No problem. But the copyright strike is just BS. Let me tell you some of the bands.
And that's what it's become. That's what it's come to. Like, I know back in the day, if you guys remember, like Prince, he was very, very, very like uptight or very like strict on how he wanted his music to be distributed. And I could understand in some cases, but when your music is out there, like on YouTube and like being played by other YouTubers while they're crediting your music, that's a little too far. And I could see that with I could understand like Rick's frustration and Rick's confusion with with his copyright strike. Like, no, there should at least be like some warning, or there should at least be like I don't I don't think there's any like terms of service that will tell you like, oh, this certain music, this band, this label, it doesn't really break it down. If you want people to really understand why their music got copyrighted, you should at least email them why, give them an explanation, because this is really unacceptable. But
Yeah, it's just again, it's just one of those things in which I say to myself, like, well, if you don't want your music out there, then don't put it out there. If you don't want to make money off of it and you don't want people to use it, then don't make the music.
exactly, and it's like,
Like,
what's the purpose of the purpose of playing this music is so that people can like, the purpose of why Rick and me and I would talk about this kind of music is to show it to the public, show their music to the public so more people would listen to it. But all this is doing is the exact opposite. It's keeping other people from wanting to listen to this music and listen to their songs. But I'm just going to continue.
That I've used their music in my videos and made videos about why their songs are great, like Tool, who have not only, I've made 2 Tool videos, but they promoted my videos on their Facebook page and didn't even monetize the videos. Boston, Steely Dan, Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, Yes, Toto, Nirvana, Rush, System of a Down, The Police, Alice in Chains, Metallica, Journey, Smashing Pumpkins. These bands are totally cool with it. Slipknot, all these bands, right? Elton John. But the Cars, come on. The Cars, 99 videos. Fleetwood Mac, Paul Simon, and the Cars. That's it. But this copyright strike, the thing that's outrageous about it, usually you get a copyright strike if you dispute a claim and you lose the dispute. Then they can give you a copyright strike. This is just a copyright strike out of nowhere for no reason.
And
I've never
they don't even-
disputed a claim.
They don't even what do? I mean, they don't even check those. They don't even read the disputes. They just give you the copyright strike. They're just bots at this point. Like
Pretty
if
much.
for lack of better words, they're all just bots, just saying, you know what, you can write something good, and they just say, well, we'll just give you the strike anyway. So it happened to me.
Yeah. It probably happened to everybody on YouTube. Like at some point, it's because there's always like a big risk. Like I can name animators that have been under fire because of stuff they posted, and it's not even the original content, and it could just be like a domain name. It could be a cartoon character they used. It could even be like a song or a song parody. Like that's how far this thing has gone to. Like it's like, oh, we own this property, so like anything like it's like they go so far to say that we own this property, so even mentioning the name is just like copyright infringement. Like even talking about it is copyright infringement. Like this has gone to a point where it's just blatant censorship and people have to start admitting that. You have anything else you want to say about
I think
this?
you put that in the right terms, man.
All right. Oh, let's continue.
Ever. You see when that thing flashed down how many copyright claims I've had. I don't dispute any of them. Take the money from the video. One of the reasons that I haven't done many of the What Makes This Song Great videos lately, I used to do a couple a month at least, but I stopped doing them for a while because I didn't want to deal with this stuff.
And that's really sad to hear because I think that's a great series that he's made. What Makes This Song Great? I've listened to a lot of the songs from that. 1 second. I gotta use my new mic stand one of these days. But I've seen that What Makes This Song Great series, and I don't see why he's getting copyrighted so badly for them. And it sucks that this is kind of making him not want to do it because it's a great series. It really breaks down what the song sounds like, how they made the song sound, and the songwriting that went behind that song, not just the production, but the performance that really went onto that song and just everything. He really breaks stuff down. And it's really sad to see that such a great YouTube series that he's made, or such a impactful YouTube series that he's made for people or music listeners of today. I think it's very essential for music listeners of today to know, what makes a certain song great from any era. And it's just sad that YouTube is just kind of keeping him from doing this and kind of it's kind of making him not do it. Like I said, it's just sad.
Yeah.
It's not worth.
Yeah. You have anything you wanted to say?
No, I mean, for me, man, I would just take all my videos down. I mean, if you're not getting monetized, what's the point?
Yeah. I hope that's not the case for him, because I've been watching his videos for years. And I know a lot of other people wouldn't be happy to see that.
But I gotta go in a few minutes, so.
All right. Yeah, guys, just letting you know, Greg has to leave in a little bit. He's got to go. He's going to go practice with his band. So after that, I'll just play the rest of this video, and then I'm going to play this other video up here that Leland Sklar posted. As he was just talking about how he did a cover of a song that he did with James Taylor that got copyrighted and taken down.
Worth it to talk about these historic bands. I mean, honestly, I thought with my channel, talk about these things, try to introduce new audiences, younger people to these bands like the Cars, that are classic bands, that were great songwriters, that had important.
And that's the reason why it bothers me. Let me see. Martha Perez said, one of the reasons they don't allow people to use their music/video is because they don't want anyone to portray it in a negative way. It helps them control the music and their image. But that's the thing. This is the exact opposite. Like, he's trying to portray their music in a positive way, and he's giving as much credit as he can to the artist that wrote this song, to the label that published their stuff, to their publishers in general. He's trying to give as much credit as possible, and
Yeah.
they're saying, no, that's not good enough.
Again, it's a corporation, man. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
Like, you try to fight the law, and the law will always win because they always put monopolies in these things.
Yeah, man. Like, it's insane.
Important records, but they don't care about that. One of the things that it says in the email is that you can dispute it with the person that made the claim, but I can't find anywhere on there who the person is, other than it just says UMG, Universal Music Group.
They don't make it any type of specifics. They just say Well, you can dispute it, but with who? Like who like I think that's the one thing about YouTube that even I don't get. Where's the email? Where's this and that so I can, file the email and go over there and do all that stuff. No, it has to be by Big Brother YouTube. So, one of those things I never got.
I think it's just YouTube fighting dirty, really. And I can't I it's just disappointing to see that that's what it's become. Like, you play music that you love and credit the artist as much as you could or as much as you possibly could, and they will say, that's not good enough, we're going to take your video down, but we won't give you the exact reason, and we won't allow you to combat this and talk to the distributors and talk to the publishers about this. Like, they're not going to give you enough information about it, so you lose.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. I gotta get going. That was my guitarist, so I definitely gotta start heading out.
All right, man. Thank you for coming on anyway. Like,
No problem.
it was good having you.
No problem, man. I'll be back. I'll be back soon enough.
All right.
All right. I
Yeah,
left you a
okay.
like, by the way. I left you a like on your video.
Oh, thank you.
No problem, man. All right, see you later.
All right, I'll catch you later, man. So, now let's continue this video.
The only recourse is to go to somewhere like Twitter, like I did this morning, and I posted this that UMG blocked it. I tagged UMG and I tagged the cars. The only other thing that's actually worked on my channel is when I get on and make one of these videos. Share the video with people. This copyright strike stuff is just lame. I know I have a friend that called me. He's like, I got a copyright strike for a Bryan Adams song from 6 years ago, just out of the blue. I'm like, what? The video's been up for 6 years and you got a copyright strike? Well, they contacted his management and they took away the strike. Well, I don't know who to contact. I mean, I can go to copyright school. It says in the email. Copyright school is, I don't know. I think you go on there, you watch some videos, you answer some questions. But I've testified before Congress about the content ID system. I've actually done a panel with a bunch of people at YouTube that do all their content ID algorithms. This is about 2 months ago or so. I did a thing where a bunch of people from around the world got together and I was their guest and I answered questions on how they can improve their content ID system. Well, I tell you how you can improve it. How about providing how you reach these people? Who do I write to about this? Is it?
Again, it's just, they don't care. They want you to comply, regardless of whether or not you can combat it. They want you to comply, and they want you to do it their way. And to be honest with you, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely a bit. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and it's idiotic. Because I get that, they don't want their music portrayed in a negative way. They don't want people stealing their content. I completely understand that. But they look at this so one-sidedly that they think that, oh, everyone's bad. Everyone's going to steal our music. Everyone's like this. Copyright, 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 copyright strike. Like, I'm going to continue.
UMG, somebody there, somebody at their publishing company, somebody related to the cars. Who do I write to say, can you please take this copyright strike away? So that's it for today's video. Sorry that I did my rant here, but it's just ridiculous after nearly 5 years to still go through this. I was getting ready to do episode 100 on what makes this song great. And it just makes me not want to do any more of these, or at least only focus on current bands, which I probably should do anyways. These heritage bands, if they don't want this stuff, whatever. They can, disappear, whatever. It doesn't matter. Young people don't know who any of these people. Young people don't even know who bands were from 10 years ago. No way.
And it's kind of weird to think about as well, because I know, like, there are people I've seen on TikTok that were born in like 2006 that are, putting put your finger down if you heard this song, and it's like a song from like 10 years ago, and they have no idea what it is. Like, I could tell you, when I was their age, I knew songs from the 90s, from the 80s, from even from the 70s, and I didn't even look them up. Like I just heard them. Like it's weird and it's kind of sad. I'm not trying to sound like, "Oh, I was born in the wrong generation," and all that, but it's kind of weird that people are like suddenly having this like one track mind and are kind of living under a rock and are being so sheltered. Uh, I'm just gonna hear what else Rick has to say, and then I'm gonna go to the Leland Sklar video.
But it's ridiculous. This is why, too. This life moves fast. New things are out there all the time. Go to Spotify. I do my top 10 list 4 months later. You know, it used to be the same song could be on the charts for 8 weeks at number one. Now, you know, they're gone. It's just replaced with all it's totally replaceable. That's the problem, right? Anyways, support the video. You share it with people, leave a comment, like the video. That's all I have to say for.
But guys, that's it for this video. For this Rick Beato video. Definitely check out his channel. He has some great content. I'll put the link in the description for you guys to check out Rick Beato. He has a lot of insightful videos, a lot of different topics too. Like I said, he was one of the reasons why I wanted to start this podcast, but definitely check his channel out. Now, the next video I'm going to show you is a little bit is a snippet from the beginning of, what do you call it? It's from Leland Sklar. Shout out to Leland Sklar. He's a excellent bass player. I believe he's played for most people know that Leland Sklar for playing with James Taylor and playing with Phil Collins. He was most notably Phil Collins' bassist in the 80s. He played on a lot of his records, I think even into the 90s. But he was a touring musician for Phil Collins as well. But excellent bass player. Definitely has a lot of great feel. Martha Perez said this: "You were born in the wrong generation, but the right one too." LOL. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Like, I don't think in some cases, yes, I was born in the wrong generation, as what some people would say, but not for the same reasons. I guess for one of the reasons being like I grew up with there's a lot of sheltered people out here, very and even music listeners that are very sheltered. They haven't opened their minds to a lot of different genres, a lot of different artists. And sometimes when they do, they're like, "Holy crap, why didn't I listen to this?" And I'm like that too. There are a lot of artists that I wish I listened to like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and I'm wondering why I didn't. But the reason why I think I was also born in the right generation is because we have more access to listen to older artists, because on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Play, all those kinds of, and even on SoundCloud, they have a bunch of different styles of music, both from back in the day and from now, like from other decades, like on Apple Music. Like, you could search on Apple Music and Spotify for, say, a band from the 70s like Yes or Led Zeppelin, while back in the day, if you wanted to listen to them, you'd have to go to a record store, buy one of their records, and go and play it on a record player. Or say in the 80s, you'd have to have a CD player, get the CD for the CD player, put it in the CD player, and listen to it. And that was just how it was. And even in the 2000s, you kind of had to do the same thing. You had to either go on iTunes, get the music, download it, or get a CD, put it in your computer, put it on iTunes, put it on your iPod, and that was it. But nowadays, you could just go on Spotify or go on Apple Music and search the artist or search the musician, or ask Siri, say, "Hey, play this by this," and like that, it will happen. But let's hear what Leland Sklar has to say about his copyright strike.
Well, I'm back after yesterday's fiasco. I'm still kind of just pondering what the hell's going on. I tried to record James Taylor's "Your Smiling Face," which I was there for when it was written. I recorded it and I toured it for 20 years, but playing along with it infringed copyright. I know there's algorithms or some kind of nonsense or some just little weenie sitting in a room with nothing else to do, dealing with this stuff. But it was really
I'm really starting to think that it's a quota that has to be met because, like what Leland Sklar said, he knows the people that wrote it. He knows who wrote the song, which is James Taylor. He wrote Your Smiling Face, and he was there when it was written. He performed it. He practiced it with James Taylor. So there really was no need for them to go out of their way and give him a copyright strike when he was technically a part of the song, and in the original song, he played bass for it. And it makes no sense. There's definitely, like I said, there has to be a quota that they're trying to meet with copyright strikes on YouTube. That's what it seems like at this point.
frustrating to have people suddenly writing, going, "Hey, you've been pulled for copyright infringement." I mean, it happened in like a nanosecond after I posted. So the thing I ended up posting was the video from the end of the song to my meandering discussion that I went through. But I'm going to try it again today, but in a different way. I found on YouTube a live performance from 1988 with James, where we play it. So I'm going to play along with that. And it's not like the record. It's not exactly the same as the record. All our parts are slightly different. It's a different band, partially from the record. So we'll see what happens. Instead of giving them the finger, I'm giving them this finger today. And I'm just hoping we'll get through all of this in one piece. It's anxious, with these people. I mean, it makes me just nuts because I just want to have fun with you guys. I just want to play parts and show stuff and hang out. This is our social time together. And I love it. And I don't want it to be infringed on by some kind of nonsense. You would think they would be happy to have you talking about stuff that's on it because it might help sell more catalog. They would make money instead of shooting themselves in the foot. But that's the record business. That's why I love it so much. But I digress. Watching the video of this, though, I mean, I was enjoying seeing all the cats again. It's a great band. But one of the guys in the video is Dan Dugmore. Dan played with James for many years, played with Linda Ronstadt. Great guitar player, pedal steel player, you name it. And Dan's a brilliant musician. But I bring up Dan because I've known Dan longer than anybody in the entire.
All right. So, yeah, that's pretty much what happens. Definitely check out his channel. He basically, I'll link this one too. He plays a lot of songs that he's played with other artists. Like, he does performances of that. He talks about him a little bit. Like, he talks about, how he knows these artists, how this song came to be. Definitely check out Leland Sklar's YouTube channel. I'll link that in the description. But like I said, it's just BS. It's BS that that Leland Sklar can't even play a song that he was a part of, that he performed with James Taylor, and who he knows has the rights to the song. He knows that he knows the people who have the rights to the song. So I don't really understand the problem, and he doesn't even understand the problem either, which is ridiculous. It's absolutely, it's pointless. They're basically doing it just for the sake of doing it. That's why I'm convinced they're trying to meet a quota. That people should not be having artists that played with the person that wrote the song or that's worked with famous songwriters should not have to worry about getting their videos taken down because of copyright. They were part of the band, they were part of the song, and the artist should at least give them the okay, or at least the label that had the artist should at least be able to give them the okay, because hey, they performed the song, they're the one that played it, they should have just as much of a right to perform it on their channel to show that hey, we played this song. And I think that it's just going to become so bad. This is going to become to a point where it's so bad that artists themselves, like I know Steve Hackett from Genesis, the original guitarist or lead guitarist from Genesis, he performs like little snippets of progressive rock era Genesis on his YouTube channel, and I fear that he's going to get his videos taken down. Is that really what it's going to come to? Maybe, maybe not. I would really hope not. But it's going to come to a point where, he wrote that song, but they're not going to care. And he's even going to have his name on the song, Steve Hackett, songwriter. They're not going to care. And I think it's becoming to such a point where they're going to take control of every single piece of material that's on YouTube. I just worry about this kind of stuff on YouTube because it's like I said, it's like censorship. This is basically censorship. This has become less like copyright and more like censorship. We shouldn't have to worry about our own content or our own material being at jeopardy because of a copyright claim. And especially if we were a part of that song, there should be no reason to worry about copyright in that aspect. Yes, if someone was taking the song without crediting the artist, if they were taking the song and not crediting the artist, saying, hey, this was by this, I don't own the rights to this. If they weren't doing that, then that would be more understandable. But this is actually this is actual content that they're labeling the artist, they're labeling the rights, they're labeling everything, every person. And like what Rick Beato said, just take the money out of that and put some of that into the artist, because that's usually what labels do. That's usually what distributing companies do. Take the money out of that channel, out of that video, and put it onto the artist. But I think like what Leland said, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. I would love to know what you guys have to say about that. Honestly, if you have some disagreements with me, definitely let me know. If you guys agree with me as well, let me know either way. But that's honestly how I want to end it. I think this whole YouTube copyright or music copyright infringement nonsense is really getting out of hand, and it's hurting a lot of the music-oriented channels. And I personally see this as a problem because I started this podcast to educate people and educate, future listeners to know, like, certain bands, how they sound, what goes into a lot of these things, how to take care of your voice and all that other stuff. There's so many other things that I want to explore, and so many things that I have explored with you guys. I don't want that to be taken down or taken away because someone on the YouTube algorithm is saying, hey, this isn't right, this is copyright, you're getting your video taken down. Like, I shouldn't have to worry about that, and neither should other YouTube music-oriented channels have to worry about either, because this is for the sake of educating people and getting more people to listen to said artist or said musician. This should not be a factor in them. Like, this is not a negative aspect of this is not a negative light or portraying the musician or the artist. But let me know what you guys think. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to see stuff similar to this one. Tomorrow was a little iffy. I will keep you guys updated. Just check back on my Instagram. I'll have an update. Instagram, LA Perez Works. And you could also check on my TikTok for other stuff as well. LA Perez Music _ just those underscores count. So definitely check out my TikTok. But guys, that's it for now. I'll see you guys real soon. And as always, stay tuned.